And there was a moment where I was playing defense against Cade, and he went to the hole, and I got elbowed in the face, like the first possession.
Flagrant elbow.
So that was, a welcome to NBA moment.
What's up, Piston fans? It's your boy Flagrant Elbow back with another one. Today we're going to discuss the latest game of the Detroit Pistons against the Brooklyn Nets. Before we get into that, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Hit that like button. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. And I thank you all for your continued support. We on this journey together, and these Detroit Pistons, as long as they can continue being competitive, they got a bright future for them. And hopefully that's what we're going to be looking at as each game draws closer and closer to getting us into next season. But each game they should be playing some competitive ball. And we're going to talk about some good points we saw out of this game. Even though it was a loss, we're going to talk about some good points that we did see out of this game, and some things that I would like to see changed or fixed or worked on, etc., etc. Anyway, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and cut right into it, get into the meat and the potatoes of this video. Once again, it's your boy Flagrant Elbow. Thank you for tuning in. The Detroit Pistons lose to the Brooklyn Nets 124-121. This was a game, after checking the injury report, that I was sure that the Pistons would probably lose. Kyrie Irving was playing. Kevin Durant was playing. Ben Simmons was playing. I expected more out of Ben Simmons, but hey, he's not on my team, so I don't really care about him that much. Anyway, the Pistons did lose this game, but they came out on fire in the first half. The Pistons really were up. They were up the whole first half, and they maintained that lead, and it seems as if they were going to stay. As long as they could have kept that lead to 10 or more, but they kept it between 7 and 10, something like that. But if they could have kept that lead going to the third and the fourth quarters, then they would have no doubt been able to pull it off, in my opinion. But they came out the third quarter and Brooklyn was on fire, and they were locked in defensively. You could tell Brooklyn made some adjustments, and that kind of hurt the Pistons. But overall, I think the Pistons played good. They had the largest lead of 17 points. They had a largest lead of 19 points at one time over Brooklyn, and Brooklyn came back in that third and fourth quarter and got a lead of 7 for the most for them. But the Pistons did a good thing. The Pistons out-rebounded them 41-35. Assists, Brooklyn had more assists, 26-20. Pistons had more steals, 9 of 5 to their 5. They had more blocks, 8 to the Pistons 2. And they had more turnovers, 13-9. Points off turnover, they scored 19, and we only scored 11 off the turnovers we had. As far as three-point shooting is concerned, the Pistons shot 33 pointers and only made 8. Brooklyn shot 29 3-pointers and made 15. They shot 51% from the three. And I'm going to continue to say this. We are not a three-point shooting team. Those missed shots add up, because a lot of times they don't turn into offensive rebounds. So those missed shots, and everybody standing around the three-point line, those missed shots do not add up. Now, to their defense, the Pistons got to the free throw line 34 times to Brooklyn's 23 times. They made 29 of those free throws. So the Pistons are making a concerted effort, in my opinion, to get to the free throw line, which no doubt shows that they're putting the ball on the floor and driving, getting to the paint. But I still just feel like they're shooting too many three-pointers, too many contested three-pointers. If they're wide open, I have no problem with it. But too many contested three-pointers, and those missed shots don't necessarily turn into offensive rebounds. So that's something I would like to see them change. Fast break points, the Pistons had 16 to the Brooklyn's 13. And points in the paint, the Pistons hit them by 10 on that, 56-46. So that was good. That was an impressive point spread there for the Pistons. So it was a lot of good things I seen this game that I was happy with. Bojan got 26 points. Beef Stew had 9. He almost got a double-double. He had 9 and 7 boards. Duren had 8 points and 11 rebounds. He almost had a streak of 6 games. He would have been in company with Dwight Howard, I think, and Moses Malone, with being rookies and maintaining a streak of 12-point boards. So that was nice. But he also hit the stat sheet with 2 assists, 3 steals. And so he had a lot of things going on, man. Duren he's definitely one my vote for being starting center. I thought it would be later in the season before we seen him start, but he's definitely a starter. And to just be turning 19, that's big time. So I was happy with Duran's play. Hopefully his hand strength will continue to increase, because a lot of times those balls get away from him after he gets a hand on them. You know, he's got to get stronger with that, but he's getting a lot of rebounds and he's being active in other aspects of the game, and that's what I like. I think he easy can average 10 and 15 easy in this league as he continues to learn and assert himself and get and fight for better position in the paint. Jaden Ivey had 19 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and a steal. He seems to be slowing it down. He had a plus-minus of 7, so that's good for him. He didn't have a lot of turnovers like he normally does, or runs out of real estate sometimes, but he seems to be slowing it down a little bit. Usually he gets a few more assists, but a lot of times guys don't catch his balls either when he throws them. So Ivy, I think he's going to continue to grow, mature, but him getting 19 points is still huge. It's still huge, and he's helping out also in the rebounding department. And he's playing pretty good defense too. Killer Hayes had 10 points, 8 assists. He almost got a double-double. He had 5 boards too, and 2 steals. So you know his defense is always going to be on point. And he had a plus-minus of 13. So Killer Hayes is doing his thing and continuing to do his things, which helps build confidence in him that this is the guy. This is Killian Hayes. This is who it's going to be. Bags came in there and got 12 points, 4 boards, and a block. And also Kevin Knox, who I'm going to talk about later, he had 9 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal. And Sadiq Bey, 10 points, 1 rebound. See what I'm saying? 1 rebound. Corey Joseph, 6 points, no rebounds, 4 assists. And Burks had 12 points and 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Now, I think Bey should be doing a lot more. And Bey's becoming the player, in my opinion, that, you want to keep the young core together, but if one of them can go, it could be Bey. Bey scored 50 points last season, but Bey's too inconsistent. You really never know what you're going to get out of him in a game. You just have to wait and see what the stats say at the end, or how he plays during. But he's never really fighting for position. He's never really fighting to get himself open. I mean, some possessions you don't even know he's on the court. Some games you don't even know he played. Some games you do know he played. When he's aggressive, you know he's played. But it's just some things about Sadiq Bey that, if the price is right, of course that stands for anybody. But he's definitely one that could be moved for another small forward that could even come in and start and let Bogey come off the bench. And the reason I say that about Bogey coming off the bench is I love Bojan. I love what he brings to the game. He has the ability to lead the team in scoring every game. Every game he has that ability to lead the team in scoring. I don't like Bojan when he puts that ball on the floor, though. Every now and then, yeah, if you got an open lane, yeah. Shot going down, you need to create something, yeah. But don't let that be your first option. Don't be bringing the ball up the court. He's just not. I don't know if he's getting burnt out. You got to think, when Bojan was in Utah, he wasn't bringing the ball up. He wasn't handling the ball. He wasn't the first team option. Over here, he's being used as the first option a lot of times. So he may be tired. He may be getting wore out. And I feared that when he came here, that we would eventually be wearing him out. To me, Bojan is his best as a catch and shoot 3 and D. That's it. His defense is suspect, but he still does a decent job and tries on defense. So I'm not going to complain about his defense too much. But when he's trying to create all the time, that takes away from his jump shots. That takes away from his game. I think he just should be focused on playing defense, catching and shooting the ball. Setting some picks, picking pops, out at the 3, shoot the ball. All this pump faking, trying to drive past 2 people, trying to dribble in between 2 people, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. And I would tell you this, as much as I want Bojan to stay on the team, if he's going to be continue to be used and wore down like this, he's not going to last long. And he's going to be on the chopping block. He's not going to last long. So I think that they need to make a decision what they want to do with him. And hopefully somebody else can step up where he doesn't have to be the number one option all the time, the ball, when they bring the ball down the court. I still don't like Casey's offense. They do too much at the three-point line when they coming down to set up. Get to the paint, throw the ball inside, set something up. You start seeing what happens when they start looking for Duren down there in the paint. That's open all day long for Duren. Over the top, over the top, over the top. I wish they would utilize that more, but Duren's down there ready to score all the time. Beef stew, you can get it into him, but I'd rather see it over the top to Duren. And he can get in there and score as long as he goes up strong, trying to dunk everything. He can get in there and score and get to that free throw line. And that breaks down defenses. But all this giving the ball to three different people, rotating around like the Harlem Globetrotters around the three-point line, that offense is not working. That offense doesn't work. And by the time you get ready to start running an offense, after doing that, you got 10 seconds left. 14, 12 seconds left to get something going. And we don't have a team full of shot creators. So come down and get focused on setting up the shot. Get the ball in the paint, get some cutters going through there. Break the defense down. But all of this, everybody standing around a three-point line and three guys rotating around each other, flicking the ball off to each other, and then setting up, that's a waste of time. That's not confusing anybody. So that's one thing I like to see them change. But other than that, another player that I wanted to talk about too was Kevin Knox. And I'm starting to build confidence in Kevin Knox. First, I didn't like him. I didn't see what benefit he was on the team. But now when you watch him, when he's out there, his length on the defensive end is a problem for teams. Transition, he's out there ready to run. He reminds me of a longer Hamidou Diallo, except for he can shoot the three better. A longer Hamidou Diallo. And I'm starting to like when Kevin Knox is out there. He's made some clutch plays here lately. And he's starting to build his confidence. So that was a good steal for Troy to get him for that amount of, cheap like that, and let him come do his thing and build confidence in himself and build his game up. So I'm happy with him being out there when he's out there with the second unit. And the Pistons are deep. When that second unit comes out there, I've been liking Bagley's continued growth, his continued offensive game. He's looking good, and coming off the bench, you can't beat that. You cannot beat that, man. So you got him coming off the bench. Sadiq, he needs to come off the bench and just be aggressive, looking to get his own every time he's out there. And even Alec Burks, come out there and be aggressive. I think they gave him the green light yesterday because of the fact that, hey, you had two good shooters between Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Look here, Bogey and Burks, when you out there on the court, look for your shot. And they were getting their shot. We almost had a chance to pull the game off. Almost had a chance to pull that game off, even though we blew it in the third quarter. We almost had a chance to come back late in the fourth and tie that game up. So, a team effort yesterday. I think the team, as a team, I think they did a good job and they put forth a good effort yesterday. So I was happy with their effort out there on the court. And that's how it's going to be. Some games they're going to win. But as long as some games they're going to lose, some games they're going to win. But as long as they're putting forth a good effort and playing with defensive intensity, they can beat and play with anybody. They can play with anybody. I forgot how many points Kyrie and Durant scored, but I think it was close to 40 apiece. I think Durant passed 40. So those guys, man, can get it going. When you got those guys, the defensive intensity against players like that keeps you in the game. Cause when those guys get it going, when Durant and guys like that of that caliber get it going, you still got a chance to win. Defensive intensity is the key. And we have enough scorers and shooters that can make things happen. The key is not putting them in a situation where they're everything's contested. They have to have better offensive flow where things can just open up for them real easy. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens moving forward. But definitely, I like the effort that they put out there yesterday. It was a good game, a good team win for the Pistons. I mean, a good team effort for the Pistons. Even though they lost, they're going to lose some games like that, but still, they put up a good effort. So I was happy with that. So that's my take. That's my take on this game here with these Detroit Pistons and the effort that they put forth. Once again, they lost to the Brooklyn Nets 124-121. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And with that being said, we'll catch you on the next one. Everybody, stay safe.